Hello, everybody. My name is Tim Cavanaugh. I'm a senior business intelligence analytics major with minors in finance and economics. As Dr. Garwood said, I just picked up Tableau last spring semester during the data mining class. Just really very interested in it, wanted to learn more. And as she said, I went to the Makeover Monday lab a lot on Monday, just trying to learn, pick some people's brains about just all that Tableau can do. You can see the open screen, right? Is this what I'm sharing?
Yep.
So today we're going to be working with the college admissions data set that I believe all or most of you have. So once you open Tableau, you're going to be given shown up with this main page. Right here in the middle, it's just going to show you if you've been working on any recent projects. You can just quickly open them right here. But on the left here is where we're going to be looking on the Connect pane. So the Connect pane right here, it just gives you many options of data sources or data that you can connect to. The first one's Tableau Server, which is more advanced than we need to know today. It's more of like a business side of it. But to a file is what we're going to be looking at today. So right here on the to a file, it gives you a bunch of options of different files you could add to. So Microsoft Excel is the easy one. There's different files, text file, JSON file, access files. A bunch of different companies like using connecting right to their databases, so their maybe sales quotas or their sales are updated each day, so the managers can be seeing it live, and a bunch of different files. Even though we're working with an Excel file today, I always like pressing more, because more kind of gives you like all the things that possible could come up, because sometimes if you press Excel, maybe CSV files won't pop up on Excel. So to connect, we're just going to get started by pressing more. It's going to take me to where I save the college admissions right into your documents. I'm just going to press open. And if anyone has any questions or recommendations going, just hop in, unmute, let me know. So as soon as you connect to you press open on the file that you're connected to, you're going to be shown this screen. Right here, you can kind of see this is kind of what your Excel file looks like with all the category names on top and all the values beneath it. So on the top here, on the connections, it's easy to know what you're connecting to when you're only connecting to one, but maybe you're connecting to multiple data sources at once. So here it just shows you which exact one you're connected to. Right under here, it's Use Data Interpreter, it says. I always like to click that. Sometimes there could be some problems with your data, and it kind of cleans it for you if there's some small problems. Up to the right up here, it says the connection, where you have two options where you can have a live or an extract. So we have live clicked right now. So when it's live, this means that every time you make like a change in your Excel file itself, Tableau will go into your document and automatically update all the changes that you made quickly by just pressing this refresh button right here where it says refresh data source. It's automatically going to upload all the changes that you make. Like maybe there's something wrong, maybe a number screwed up, just go back into your Excel and do that. Whereas an extract here, if you press extract, it will say extracts are good when you're using large, like historical data sources where you won't never make new changes and the sources are very, very large. So what an extract does, it kind of just pulls in the entire Excel or whatever file you're connecting to right away. And it won't make any changes. And what this does is when there's very large data sources, it works a lot quicker because it doesn't always have to keep going into the Excel and making updates to that. So as I said right here, you have your categories and such with your values below it. So as you can see here, we're talking about the college admissions. So you have school name, applicants admissions, and tuition cost, what state, what kind of school it is. So as you can see here, school name, you can see these are words right here below it. And you can see an ABC pops up, which shows that it's reading this category as a string. So string is kind of just a fancy word for words in computer world. So it's correctly reading this as string, as a words in a string. So if you go here, you see total applicants. Now there's numbers here. So it's not going to read it as a word. It's going to read it as a number. So you can see here by the number symbol. If you press that, you can see that it comes up as a number. So sometimes this data source itself doesn't have dates on it, but sometimes, say for example, today's date would be in numbers would be 2/1/21 or 2/01/21, and sometimes Tableau will pick that up as a number and not a date. So just to check, so for example, if that ever happened, all you would have to do is click on the number symbol and just change that to a date in Tableau. We'll automatically change all those to dates. Now, in this data set, we have strings, we have numbers, and we have one more thing. We have a geographic role here. So as you can see, the state column, where it's saying what schools in which state. You can see it comes up as a globe feature right here. And then as you can see, it's still reading as a string because it is reading as the correct words, but comes up as a geographic role where it's correctly reading this as a state. So this is really important to go through because if there's a globe feature here, the globe symbol, we could make certain maps and stuff in the separate worksheets. So if anyone has any questions so far, just let me know. So on the bottom here, it gives you the option to press, it says go to worksheet. So we're just going to press that, go to sheet 1. And right here, this is going to pop up where it gives you kind of just like a canvas where you're going to work on, where your charts are going to pop up. On the left here is where you're going to have all of your data. So in other previous versions of Tableau, it really told you the blue was called dimensions. And dimension is the category. A good way to think about it is the data, how you're going to slice up your data into categories and such. So that's what the blue here is with the ABCs and the globe. And then below here, all the green with the number symbols, and that's what your values are. So I guess the number of enrollment, number of admissions, tuition, so on. So here you have, this is where you're going to drag your columns and rows, where you drag here your data. So here we're just going to start off by making a simple bar chart. We're going to drag in college type. We're going to just drag it to columns. As you can see here, you can drag and make this a little bigger so you can fully read it. Give your different types of college and master's level research and baccalaureate. So now we're going to want to look at the tuition costs for each of these different types of colleges. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go down to our values, which is tuition costs right here for the most previous year that we have in this data set. We're just going to take that, and we're going to drag that to the rows. So this pops up here. And as you can see here, if you hover over it, it tells you, oh, baccalaureate levels, it's the most expensive, $14,325,705. You're like, oh, that doesn't really make sense. So you got to think about it. Why is that happening? So if you go up here, it says sum. So it's counting all the colleges and adding all their tuition cost and number and making it into one bar chart, which isn't very useful for you. So what would be really useful is when maybe you want to see the average cost for each of these types of colleges. So do that simply. All you're going to do, so once you hover over where it says sum in that column, there's going to be a little drop down button here. It's going to press the drop down button. You're going to come up with all these different options right here. So if you go down a little bit, the measure, this is how it's measuring it. It's counting the sum, as I said, it's adding all the things together. So if you hover over that, just go over, click on it, and press average. So now if you press average here, it's going to change it to the average price. So you can see $23,000 compared to like the 14 million we had before, which makes a lot more sense in our case. So as you see when I hover over this, it says average tuition cost is $23,332, but it's not coming up as a dollar amount. It's just coming out as a number. So for this, we dragged in tuition cost 2013, 2014, and we're just going to press this drop down like we did previously. And we're going to go down. It comes up with many different things you can do: convert to dimension, change the data type, or what we're going to be worrying about is default properties. So default properties is the color, the number format, so on and so forth. So we're going to press default properties, go on to number format, and it comes up with different options. You do custom, as a percentage, scientific notation, or currency. So as soon as we press currency, it automatically knows that we're working with the US dollar. So it comes up as that. We're going to press OK. And as you can see here, as soon as I press that, this axis automatically updated to showing dollar amount. Any questions with that so far?
Yeah, Tim, could you show how you made that into dollars, please, again?
Absolutely. So quickly, so very easy here. Just press this. When you hover over something, there's always going to be a drop down. Press the drop down, go down to default properties, and then you're going to go to number format, and then this is just going to pop up, and then you're just going to press currency and go to.
Thank you.
And a lot of times your data will come with too many decimal places. This is the same place you would go to change that as well. You can decide if you want 0 decimal places or if it's money, 2 decimal places. All of those can be done right there on the left.
Yeah, so for that, all you would do is go to currency custom, and then you could play around with how many decimal points you want. So that's very simple. So we only have 3 columns here, so it doesn't make like a big difference. But if you have maybe, as you can see, we're gonna do with the states in a little bit. You can see here, like this is the top margin or the highest, this is the lowest, and this is the middle, and how it's not in ascending or descending order. And a lot of people like seeing like ascending and descending. So for that, it's very simple fix. So once you hop over to this the axis here, you can kind of see this. As soon as you hover over it, this little logo pops up where it shows a bar chart with an arrow showing like ascending to descending. So as soon as you click on that, it's going to make it, as you can see now, it's ascending. And if you press it again, it goes to descending, or ascending, descending, ascending, and then back to normal. So that's really helpful just to visually look at it, like what's the highest, what's the lowest. So that's very important. And as you can see here, these numbers are very close, and maybe you want to see the exact number of what it is, and not like having to go over here. So this is where we're going to go on to the March tab right here, where you have many different options here with color, size, label, detail, and tooltip. So we'll just start with color. If you just press color, you're able to just change the color of your chart. Size, make it bigger or smaller. So label here, if you press on label, you press show mark labels right here. You just press that simply. The corresponding number is going to pop up right in the bar chart. So this is very useful to look at if you want to see like the exact numbers. Any questions with that?